Shalom. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, and a shalom to the hopeful elect, spreading this truth, this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the hopeful elect, the elect, to the marriage supper of the Lamb. This is your brother Radah, coming at you with a really quick lesson, just really quick. I was watching, I can't remember the brother's name. I don't think he's an official member of GMS, but his doctrine is he acknowledges the elders and apostles of the great millstone. He teaches the same doctrine, man. And he had mentioned this series that's on BitChute. If you guys haven't seen this, I would strongly suggest it. It's a 4-hour series of going into You Are Amalek. I believe it is an Edomite production, and what I mean by that is I believe it's a production by an Edomite who's not an Amalekite, who doesn't understand that he's an Edomite, but he sees what the so-called Ish or small hat people are doing in the media, in the banking system, in the medical field, with war, and going all the way back. It's a very insightful a documentary. There's a lot of information here. If you guys are interested, check it out. But I had sent this video to Debar, our Northern Kingdom brother, who stands on the other side of the Atlanta camp, and he was going into it, and he called me this morning, just pissed off at all the information he already knows about, but it just adds more to the, more fuel to the fire. And we were talking about Gaza, how he says he can't get his mind around the fact that 12,000 children have been killed in the last few months with this Gaza Strip issue, and he understands that the people that are over there are heathen, but it's still an injustice. And we were talking about that, and then we started going into how Amalek and the small hat people, how they're doing all of this under the guise of them being the so-called Hebrew Israelites. They're profaning the name of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Let me see if I can find those precepts. They are basically saying what they are saying, and doing what they're doing, claiming to be the children of Israel, which is a major. So I was like, you know what? This is why we got to do these lessons. We got to get these lessons up, and then get them approved, and then get them up into the unicorn, because the angels are recording all of this stuff and taking these digital epistles before the Most High. These are an outcry, just like the Most High said how he could hear the souls or the cries of the Israelites during the first captivity in Egypt. Every time we lift up a lesson, every time we lift up a prophecy, or we're doing watchmanship, or talking about what's happening in the earth, all these digital epistles, they get lifted up into the unicorn, and the angels take those and present them before the Most High. And it's a case against the enemies of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, and against the children of Israel. And so this I just want to quote out some of these prophecies. So here's 2 Ezra 6:19. And we'll begin to make inquisition of them. So you know what? Hold up. Let me pull up. And we'll begin to make inquisition of them, that they have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. And when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, and this prophecy is going into 2 points. The Most High is going to begin to make, Yahweh Shai is going to begin to make inquisition of Amalek and Esau, right, and the nations, and he's going to pronounce the affliction of Zion being fulfilled. So 2 major things are taking place here. One nation of people are coming out of their just punishment for the past transgressions and abominations and adulteries that they committed, and that's Jacob. And another nation, the wicked, known as Esau, with the head tribe of Amalek, they're going to be going into their punishment for their abominations and transgressions and their wickedness. And that's what this is covering. We find it again here in Lamentations chapter 4 verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. though thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. Lamentations 4:22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquities. O daughter of Edom, he will discover thy sins. And so here we go. Let me see. I want to pull up a more thorough 2nd Ezra chapter 6. Let me see. 2nd Ezra chapter 6. 2nd Ezra chapter 6. Where are you? Boom, boom. 6. And then, what was it? 19. So we're going to go down. Okay, so let me see if I can. So 2nd Ezra chapter 6. So I'm going to start at 14. And it shall be as it were a great motion, but the place where thou standest shall not be moved. And therefore when it speaketh, be not afraid, for the word is of the end, and the foundation of the earth is understood. And why? Because the speech of these things trembleth and is moved, for it knoweth that the end of these things must be changed. And it happened that when I had heard it, I stood up upon my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters. And it said, Behold, the days come, that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. And I will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. And when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see altogether. Okay, so this is a prophecy talking about what's happening now. So what are we seeing here? We're seeing the books opened up in the firmament. What's that talking about? That's your internet. That's all the Apocrypha and the Bible being opened up through the prophets, through Yahushai, giving the understanding, the breath to the elect of Yasharallah, and we're explaining the prophecies for the first time in a long time, in a way that the false Christianity, the Roman Catholic Christianity, never could, never did, never would do. Okay, we're also seeing a balancing of the scales, where you see now the end of the age has come, right? And it will begin to, and we'll begin to make inquisition of them. What is inquisition? This is inquisition. Here we have it. We have it in the etymology, in the etymon. So it's a judicial investigation, act or process of inquiring, from Old French inquisition, inquiry, a searching into, a seeking, legal examination, a seeking of grounds for accusation, noun of action from past particle stem of inquiry. All right, in church history. Now this is false church history, because again, this is your controversy of Zion, you guys. We were warned by Yahushai in Luke 21. Do I want to, let me see if I want to pull up I'll pull up a different one. Luke 21, yes. I remember when I read this, because I was so familiar with just, Deuteronomy 28 and the other precepts. But here in the New Testament, Luke 21, Yahushai is warning us about what's going to come. So here you have Luke 21, right? Verse 5. And some spake of the temple, how it was adorned with goodly stones and gifts. And he said, talking about Yahushai, as for these things which ye behold, the days will come, in the which there shall not be left one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. He's talking about 70 AD, and that did take place. And we also know by this prophecy that the Wailing Wall that the fake small hat people act like they're praying to is not the temple, because Yahushua said not one stone would be not one stone shall be left upon another. Okay, and verse 7, and they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? And he said, Take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and the time draweth near, go ye not after it. So what's he talking about? He's talking about in the future, when they would change his name from Yahushua to Jesus, when they would change it from Hamashiach to Christ, when they would change his image from a dark-skinned Judite man to a white-skinned or red-skinned, pink-skinned Edomite man, from having woolly hair to long straight hair, when they would cover over the face of the judges, and they did that. But verse 9, but when ye shall hear of wars and rumors and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet, by and by. Verse 10, then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful signs, and great signs shall there be from heaven. But before all these things, they shall lay their hands on you. Now, what is this? Verse 12 is very key. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you, and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay and nor resist. And that's what's happening now today. Okay, let's go down to 17. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. And that's what we experience. Go down to verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, this is 70 AD, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. And he spoke about this desolation. It's also written in, I believe, in First Ezra, chapter 1. For these days, look at verse 22. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. And you have to find all that out in the book of the prophets. Verse 23 and 24, but woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. So what's he talking about? He's talking about the transatlantic slave trade. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive. Verse 23 and 24 are the whole gist of this warning for us to understand how history went, okay? Because when this took place, our enemies were then able to come in with the controversy of Zion and counterfeit us, you guys. This is huge, man. I'm going to start again from 23 to 24. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck into those days, for there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles is fulfilled. The proper breakdown of this is the fact that we were taken out of Israel. We were taken out of Jerusalem. We were scattered to the four corners of the earth. We went into slavery. This is the beginning of the marking of the beginning of the transatlantic slave trade. And during that time is when Amalek, is when Esau, is when they would perfect the false Roman Catholic Christianity, because they would get our books, they would interpret them, and then they would come into it. They would be able to write a false counterfeit version, create a white Edomite Jesus, an all-inclusive doctrine. God loves everybody, completely going against everything in prophecy about God hating Esau and Edom and the destruction of Edom. Because Christianity just never talks about the destruction of Edom. And so right here in Luke 21, Yahushai, verses 23 and 24 is describing how all of this, how in verse 23, 24 would be what? The false Christ. That's when the false Christ would be preached. Okay? In verse 8. And he said, take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach. And the time draweth near, go ye not therefore after them. Verse 8 comes after what they do in verses 23 and 24. Does that make sense? So then once you understand the history of verses 23 and 24, you see then verse 8, and verse 8 is all of this mentioned in the second part of the paragraph down here on the bottom. In church history, inquisitors were appointed from 38 to CE to root out heretics. Based on fucking what? Who were these people? We were in captivity. We were in slavery. So who's going around judging someone based on their understanding or the disobedience of Scripture when the Bible is only for the Israelites? You see, you got to understand. So all this bullshit is the controversy of Zion. I'm going to read it again. In church history, inquisitors were appointed from 382 CE to root out heretics. The ecclesiastical court appointed 13 by Innocent to suppress heresy never operated in Britain. See, the English word began to be used in this sense, and with the capital initial letter after 1500s. We were in slavery during all this time. So who the fuck are these people? And usually refers to the offices recognition of 1478 to 1483 in Spain, Edomites, where it fell under the control of the state as what is commonly called the Spanish Inquisition, the Edomite Inquisition, because the Spaniards are fucking Edomites. And in the 1400s, we were slaves, right? So how can this, and then look at this. What does it say here? What does it say? What does it say? Let's get that. What does it say? What does it say? He showeth his laws. He showeth his word. Let me see. Okay, you guys know where I'm going. All right, Psalms 147:19. He showeth his word unto Jacob. That's a race of people. His statutes and his judgments unto Israel. That's the same house, the same family, the same nation, the same race of people. Psalms 47 verse 20. He hath not dealt so with any nation. I'm going to say that again. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they, who's the they? The any nations that he has not dealt with, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. So how do you get this? In church history, inquisitors were appointed from 382 CE to root out heretics. What are they getting? Who are they rooting out? He hasn't dealt with these people. They don't know his word, and they don't know his laws, statutes, and commandments. He has not dealt with any of them, right? So what is all this shit? It's all counterfeit. While we were in slavery, they were doing this. Verse 8 in Luke 21. And he said, take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach. And the time draweth near, go ye not therefore after them. So the Edomites and the Amalekites, posing as Christians and Ish or small hats as us, you can see through history, through the precepts, through prophecy, that it's all been fake. Okay, it's all fake. So here we go. Let's go back. We're going to read it one more time and we'll be done. So basically Amalek and everything he's doing in the earth, from medical, controlling the narrative in the media, claiming to be the chosen people, with the backing of the Catholic Roman Christian Church, and 2/3 of our own people stuck in that foolish religion. Oh yeah, these are chosen people. We stand with Israel. When they're saying they stand with Israel, they're talking about they're standing with the controversy of Zion. That's what the controversy of Zion is. The controversy of Zion is Ezekiel 35 verse 6. When they appointed the land with the joy of their heart, and the Most High says, let's just get it real quick. Ezekiel 36. Ezekiel 36:5. Boom. Okay, so look. Ezekiel 36:5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea. Idumea is the Greek word for Edom, which are the Edomites, which have appointed the so-called white men, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. And again, let's just do it, man. Let's get that Balfour Declaration so people can visually see it. The Balfour Declaration. These fucking devils, man. And this took place between 1917 and it was finalized in 1948. And this is a copy of it. You see it November 2nd, 1917. Okay. Dear Lord Rothschild, we know that the Rothschilds claim to be Ish. They claim to be Judah, the house. They claim to be the tribe of Judah. And they are pale pink Edomites, right? So how can you have a letter written to you to create the state of Israel, and then claim at the same time that 6 million so-called Ish people were the victims of Hitler's war? How are you the establisher of the state of Israel during the war at the same time when you're claiming through all your propaganda that you were the victims of that war? How do you get both? How has that ever happened in any way, shape, or form in the history of any other race of people? These lies are easily broken down. This propaganda is easily destroyed, you guys, when you get the proper understanding through the elders and apostles of the great millstone, and when the Most High wakes up an Israelite man, and he comes into the understanding, and he can acknowledge his elders and the apostles, and he gets the correct doctrine, right? This is how you're able to do all this, man. So these people that claim to be the Israelite, or that claim to be the Jews, are in fact they are the and you can read this right here. You can see it. Okay, I have much pleasure in conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following. And these are Edomites. It's all documented, you guys. So how can you have the rulership, Earl of Balfour, Arthur James Balfour? You see him right there. See his face? It's an Edomite. There's nothing Israel. So how can he write a letter to Lord Rothschild, telling Lord Rothschild, or doing however it went down, yeah, that this is going to be the place where the Jews are, and this is a fulfillment of prophecy, when prophecy doesn't say that? You see that? And it's the same race of people that's doing what they're doing in Gaza. It's the same race of people that's doing what they're doing in the medical field. I strongly suggest that you guys can get it, if you guys can get a chance, go on BitChute. And they have it doing that BitChute. And look at this documentary. It's 4 hours long. It's got a lot of information. It'll just piss you off. That's all it's gonna do, is just make you more mad. Because it's just more. It's a condensed, and it also goes into, what is that, Psalms? Their own tongue shall fall upon themselves, because it's an Edomite production, because they're pointing out, you are Amalek. It's pointing out how the Amalekites are actually looking forward to destroying the lower level Edomites by playing both sides, and then they set up all these false like black what is that, the Black Lives Matter movement is all funded by them, and women's liberation is funded by them, and the attack on the family is funded by them. So there's a lot of you see it's all that one. This is all that documentary, either broken down in sections or one big long movie. But if you guys haven't seen it, check it out, man. But yeah, me and DeBar were having a conversation about what was going on in Gaza, and then the fact that they're profaning the name, because everything they're doing is in the name of they don't say our name. They never talk. They don't say the name of Yahweh. They don't say the name of Yahweh Shai. They don't speak from the law, statute, commandments. They don't explain prophecy. They just use the outward carnal freaking decorations of claiming to be the Ish, small hat people, and everybody in their ignorance, which shows you how much the heathen don't know, and what shows you how much the Edomites don't know. They just follow along behind these people and say, yes, you are the chosen people. No, they're not. On so many levels, they're not. But we got to get these lessons up. We got to get these inquisitions up, right? Because like the prophecy says here in 2 Ezra 6, and we'll begin to make inquisition of them. Who's the them? The Amalekites, the Edomites, the heathen, but mainly Amalek and Esau, because they're the ones who are sitting. They're the ones possessing they're possessing the rulership seat right now. So he's going to begin to inquire. And what did we find out? What is it? The inquisition or the inquiring mean? We're going to the etymon one last time. Actually, I have a photo of it. Yeah, it's a judicial investigation. What type of judicial investigation, though? This is not an Edomite judicial investigation. This is not an Amalekite judicial investigation. This is a Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakodash judicial investigation based on prophecy, the law, statutes, commandments, and His great name. There's a big difference. And the angels are the eyes, and when we do these lessons and we lift them up into the firmament, we lift them up just like the prophecy says in 2 Ezra 6. We lift everything up. The books are open, not only for us, but the books are open when we send them back up. So we get the information coming down to us, and then we do a thorough search, and then we connect the dots prophetically, And then now we're a witness, and we give glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, and we acknowledge, we also acknowledge the elders and apostles of the great millstone, which is absolutely key. You have to do that. You can't go around these men. People might say that's fanatical. No, it's called honoring your father and your mother. They have created a platform, a place where we can learn, and then of course, we don't learn every single revelation that all of us gets specifically from Elder Tahar. No, Elder Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Gabar, or Elder Apostle Ramam. No, we don't. But because they have done what they've done and been faithful, there is an encampment of angels around these men. And if you submit or respectfully listen to these men, you are also going to increase in knowledge, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It just comes with the territory, because you're being respectful. You're in order. You're not a rebel. You're not trying to create your own fucking way, man. This isn't about our individualism. We are a body. So judicial investigation, an act or a process of inquiring. And that's what's happening. So I know I was a little kind of scattered. I apologize for that, but man, it was me and Gabar were having a conversation, and so we're going in the precept upon precept. I'm like, man, this is gonna be a lesson. So it's like freaking 10 o'clock in the morning right now. I'm at a gas station and got a Judite brother unloading his beer truck into the gas station while I'm doing this lesson. So I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakadosh, and I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the hopeful elect and the elect, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, invading the hopefully elect, the elect, to the marriage supper of the Lamb. Yahweh Shai is coming back. Kal halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.